Good afternoon, traders. It is Friday, September 26, 2014, and the U.S. stock market is closed. Yesterday, I briefly alluded to manipulation in the market, and I haven't talked too much about this, but boy, if it was manipulated yesterday, it was really manipulated today. I am just totally disgusted with these markets. I can't remember being so disgusted with these markets. We had 2 days ago, we had a rally of 150 some points in the Dow. We didn't make a dime on that rally. Next day, that was yesterday, turns around and falls 260 some points. Looks like it's gonna really crash. I'm happy about that. I want to see the thing down. And today, what happens? It turns around and has another one of these phony rallies. This time, the Dow is up 167 points. Now, why do I know that's phony? Well, for starters, look at what happened to us. We got into 6 positions today on that rally. You know, normally we'd get into more than that, but we only got into 6, but every single one is an open trade loser, and that's unheard of. I mean, how can you go buying a total of 6 markets, 6 stocks, and have the overall market go up 167 points and be negative on every single one? And the reason for that is that everything that goes up gets sold in this environment, and these rallies are just totally phony, and I would be willing to bet my firstborn son almost on the fact that on Monday we're going to see this thing take another dive, and of course we're going to lose money on that. Now, are we losing a lot? No, we're not losing a lot. We closed out negative $855 today. Obviously, we can handle that. That's not a big loss. We're carrying negative 32.29 going into money or Monday. That is a little bit more money, and it isn't that I get disturbed about $3,000 negative, but it's just it was everything was a sucker trade today. I mean, there was just absolutely nothing that was worth buying at all. This is just a phony, fake rally to get people in the market, and they're going to turn around on Monday and take it down again. I hope they take it down really hard, but I would like to see them taking it down really hard when we're not exposed, not even with 6 positions. I would like to have maybe 1 position or no positions. But because of the fact we get the Dow up 167 points a day, we do have this exposure. So we just go into another losing day, and it zigzags back and forth, making no sense at all. And yeah, I'm not happy with this. These markets stink, and the temptation is just don't trade them. But then again, you got to understand something. This is the hard part. I had somebody look at my spreadsheet for this year, and they noted, we're way ahead. I mean, we're making good money for this year, but we had this horrible drawdown back in March, and that followed spectacular gains in February. And they said, that was just awesome that I stuck with that, and I do stick with it because that's the system. But there's times when you just want to throw up, and what's happening recently really isn't like March. It is much easier than March in the sense we're not losing a whole lot of money, but we're just not making anything either. We just have nothing to offset the small losses, and I can just look at these dang markets. I can see this is phony baloney. Anyway, that's my rant. Let's take a look at the chart. Okay, this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and Up here we have the cat ears. These were all-time record highs of the Dow. We had 2 days of sliding downside action, and then we had this big reaction against these 2 days. This was 3 days ago. I think this was like 150 some points, and just like today, this was a phony rally. We got into nothing that was profitable at all, and then it turned around and just really fell out of bed. Yesterday, 260 some points down, and then what do we get? We get a rally today, which is just ridiculous, up 167 points, and the 6 positions we get into are all negative. This is phony. This is really phony, and there's no money to be made buying into this nonsense. The only reason that I stay into it is because I think all this volatility we're seeing is leading up to something, and what is possible, we could get a really honest to God explosion to the top side, take out the cat ears and everything else, and all these pessimistic short sellers and everything else. We could take that all out in a day, and it could be the biggest trading day of the year. I don't know that that's going to happen, but as a mechanical trading system follower, I just have to stick with the system. I don't know what's going to happen, but when I talk about this explosion to the top side, believe me, that is the minority opinion right now, and that's why I think it's a possibility. You make money being in the minority, but this action, this seesaw action back and forth, very volatile. There's no profits in that at all. Now, the only thing I can say is, even though we've been losing money, we're not losing a huge amount of money. And so I'm just saying, I'm going to stick with it and see what happens. But to be very, very honest with you, these markets just make me puke right now. I have nothing to show you that's positive in any other trades. There's nothing that was positive today. We were batting zero. So I can't show you any other charts. Nevertheless, I am hopeful, always hopeful. And this is Trader Bob. I'm going to have a good weekend. I'm not going to think about these stupid markets this weekend. But anyway, I want you guys to all have a good weekend. Things will get better. That's all I can say. We'll see you on Monday.